to the Barefoot Revolution podcast. We're back with a bang, and we've got someone super special today, Mr. Nikhil Negi, aka Negi, a Chelsea fan, and a die-hard so-called Mourinho fan. I don't know if he still is, but Negi, do you want to introduce yourself to our fans and
Hi everyone.
who love football and Chelsea?
I started watching football 10 or 12 years ago, basically starting from FIFA. And Chelsea fan इसलिए कि because of Mourinho and because of very good players, Frank Lampard, John Terry, because of the discipline, the way he used to play, Didier Drogba. And then also I started working with Vinayak Banerjee and Jatin Chaudhary with this in this company Barefoot Evolution, where we used to coach football kids. So this is just a basic background. Hi
Nice,
everyone.
nice to have you on the show. बहुत दिनों
Thank
से
you.
fresh face ढूंढ रहे थे हम, but difficult है is this Indian football sort of arena में for someone to come and join us and talk about international football. But nonetheless, JD, welcome back. And yeah, remember the last discussion we had about how the Super League will destroy football and like how it's one of the worst things to have come up in the world. And 2 days, the league lasted
2 days.
2 days. Like it's not even funny. Like 2 days. Nikki, what do you think? Why? Why did this super idea, so-called savior of football, last 2 days?
First of all, I like the knockout format, जो कि 2 दिन में ही सारा लीग ही खत्म हो गया. And second thing, because of the fan base, it's football is always about start from fan. You cannot run football with money. You cannot run football with power. You cannot run with football with big merchandise. In the end, अगर fans नहीं है आपके पास तो football कुछ नहीं है. And ऐसी ऐसी country से ऐसे just not just Europe, not just America, not just UK, ऐसी ऐसी country से tweets आए हैं, ऐसी ऐसी country से Instagram posts आए हैं कि we need to stop the Super League. This is total bullshit.
I mean, JD, like that's a very important point. So, super important. Like it's not the money, it's not the power, it's the fans. Because power, money, everything comes from the fans, right? So, like they did it completely wrong. But the funny thing is, you know what we discussed last time? We discussed that they would know about the fan backlash, and yet they went with it. But do you think it was a miscalculation on their part? Like I can't imagine that they didn't think through this, right?
Can't be.
Like what happened? Like,
Right. So just like we discussed after the podcast, right? We were discussing as to how could they get this so wrong that they had to withdraw from the league that was giving them enormous amount of money. They had to think about every aspect of the decision that they take, and they just withdrew as if it was just a small miscalculation and a mistake from their part. It can't just be, a small mistake. There has to be something behind it that we don't know. There has to be something more to the story.
exactly.
It just can't be this.
And Negi, do you think the tipping point was when Chelsea went to play Brighton at the bridge? Chelsea
Oh my
fans,
God.
not any other club's fans, Chelsea fans came and
I saw this post. There was a guy from Chelsea fans, and he was holding this poster. We want cold nights at Stoke back. And then Peter Cech had to come and then stop these people.
yeah, and that's
Imagine,
a good move, yeah. And he came and he said,
Yes,
"Give us time. We're thinking through
there was
this."
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that Stoke thing, whenever we think of rainy, cold nights, why is it Stoke? Like, why can't it be some other? It's always Stoke. Regardless, not going off topic, but interesting. I think really interesting. Like how, and this shows how robust football is, right? It's not a cricket
And
that you can create an
Exactly.
IPL and sell it off. It's not an NBA that you can create a franchisee and sell it off. Like that just, and doesn't it make you proud that we still have a say? Like fans like you, me, like we still have a say. Like that's what is so special about this sport, right? How could they have miscalculated this? Like JD, what about the apologies? Do you buy into this? Like, do you buy into the apologies made by the Glazers, the FSG group, Chelsea's CEO,
Big clubs, yeah.
all the big clubs, not all the big clubs, rather all the English clubs have come out and apologized. Like, what do you make of that apology?
It's just a formality, right? Now that they have to backtrack on what they've done, there has to be a formal apology, and that is about it. There have been calls of, firing the executives that made the decision. Ed Woodward has already lost his job. There have been calls for firing all the executives that took this decision amongst the English teams, but I don't think that's happening, right? All of these teams are keeping all the big shots who took the decision, but I think it was just a formality. Perez came out with the statement and his statement was very interesting, right? He is the chairman and he still believes that the Super League will go forward, although there are just 4 teams left in the Super League right now. The La Liga giants and 2 Italian teams, Juve and Milan. There are just 4 teams left. And even Barcelona came out with the statement that they're supporting the Super League. So I don't know what they're trying to do with 4 teams in that league.
So
Premier League obviously had the vote.
Yeah, interesting one. Negi, what do you think? Should these guys be fired? And we are Chelsea fans, but should points be deducted? Because how can you let go of a few teams who tried to destroy the entire league? Like, do you think points should be deducted?
I believe there should be a penalty on this. Either it can be a point base or it can be monetary base. So there should be a heavy penalty on these clubs. I totally agree with you.
And but actually, what's happening is the discussion around the point penalty, right? There have been discussions, but I think the conclusion not the conclusion, but one of the arguments with the point deduction is that the point deduction would in turn affect the fans because they support the club and they've done nothing wrong. So it should not ideally be a point deduction, but some sort of a financial penalty to the club that affects the club financially because they were after the money.
There has to be.
Absolutely. Two memes that made my day. One was from Wolves, wherein they changed their Twitter bio to call themselves the 2018-19 champions because they finished 7th after the top 6 rebel teams. So that was fantastic. And there's something else that I saw today. Just give me 1 second. I think I forwarded to you. It's like super funny. It says the FA Premier League have conducted a full review of what, if any, sanctions should be applied to the so-called breakaway 6 following the collapse of the ESL. After much deliberation, they have decided to award Manchester United a penalty.
Oh God. The whole thing's become a meme fest. That is all. That's the only thing that's come out of it.
But I mean, agreed. It was calamitous, right? This whole idea of breaking away, and it was calamitous. But do you think there's merit in what Florentino Perez is saying? He's basically saying that no one watches football anymore. Like, I don't know where that is coming from, but I think it's mainly aimed at the Champions League. So what he's trying to say, the group stages have become really, really boring because you know what's going to happen. And that's why people only start watching from the quarterfinal stage. Now, do you think there's merit in that statement, Negi? Like, do you think कि वो जो बोल रहे हैं उसमें कुछ सच है, and there needs to be reform, and then we can move on to the discussion whether UEFA have made the right reform. But do you think he makes sense?
First of all, you cannot judge European champions. Can you hear me? Yeah. First of all, you cannot judge any team, any European champions just because they have won the Champions League. Given the fact Chelsea can win this time Champions League, but you cannot say they are the best team in Europe. It's the magic. It's the magic of Champions League, which brings whole teams together, and which makes this competition so competitive. So it's not that we start watching from the quarterfinals. Countries which have qualified, minor countries which have qualified for their for the Champions League. They watch Champions League football from the start. It's not that we are watching Champions League from the quarterfinals. It's total bullshit. I watch group stage matches.
Yeah, I think that's a very important point, right? JT, like this, it's a very myopic way of looking at it, right? Like,
But then-
because he's not watching it, he assumes that no one in the world is watching it. But to Negi's point, like the likes of maybe something like a Slavia Prague, right? Or a club like Atalanta playing the Champions League. It's such exciting viewing, right?
Have you seen the fan base when they're playing against
Exactly.
when they play in the host? It's crazy.
Exactly. I think that's a very good point, because like that whole idea कि अगर Arsenal नहीं खेला, Chelsea नहीं खेला, United नहीं खेला तो league बर्बाद हो गया. I don't think that's true. I think there's a lot of romanticism with clubs like, say, Atalanta, right? Coming out of nowhere whatsoever. A cold night, not in snow, not at Stoke, but at CSK Moscow. And that artificial pitch, they have destroyed Real Madrid time and again. Yeah, that's a very good point. Like, I don't know where he's coming from. But Jetty, do you think there needs to be reform?
There definitely has to be a reform, right? UEFA, of course, there are faults with UEFA, right? They can bring in a lot more money to the clubs, and due to the whole COVID situation, the big clubs are facing the pinch. Even the smaller clubs are facing the pinch, of course, but the big clubs, in order to sustain the enormous wages that they pay to the players, they need some sort of incentive to sustain the level that they are at, right? So they, of course, need more money, and that is what the whole European Super League was based at. That इनको ज़्यादा पैसा मिलेगा, the whole thing would have mega sponsors, and it would bring in a lot more financial stability to these clubs.
Yeah,
And
I mean, what I
now
can't
that you-
understand is, I'm sorry, Negi, go ahead.
नहीं,
What I can't understand is, like, it's all fine, right? Money is fine, everything is fine, but why? And we've discussed this, right? Like, if anyone has a sane mind, why would you create a closed league? Like, what you
exactly.
could have said is, we are opening this up to everyone, right? And this is going to be a replacement for the Champions League.
Just like the next UEFA Champions League format, which
Exactly.
will be
Like, you
happening
come
sometime before.
out and then you directly challenge the Champions League. And you say, I have a problem with the Champions League. It's not reforming well. You don't create this cozy club of 12 clubs, right? And all of these clubs are shit, basically. If you take out City from there, like, which other club can be considered to be like super top given current form? Not many, right?
Exactly.
Like the Milans of the world, they've fallen from grace. Juventus, they're fourth in this area. Arsenal have never won, like, they've never won a Champions League. Spurs, they're nowhere. And the teams who are actually dominating Europe, the likes of the Bayern Munichs of the world, the PSGs of the world, they pulled out. And like, that's where I think there was this whole sense of injustice, right? Because it's not on form. It is on legacy and profitability, which is where it completely went wrong. Anyway, we've discussed enough of the ESL. What do you guys think of the new Champions League format? Is it like what it was built to be, or is it as shit as the ESL concept? Negi, what do you think of the new Champions League format? Or do you want to just explain what the format is first?
Yeah, I think Champions League, the current format Champions League, it's really amazing. It's really magical. You don't know what's going to happen. It's a home. It's away until the end. You can't decide what's going to happen. So I haven't gone through the whole format, but I couldn't say that it could be much more magical than the current format. It's totally amazing.
Kiri, what do you think? Like, that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Negi's saying there's nothing wrong with the current format. Why change it? Do you think that whole 36 team structure is going to make any difference to the excitement levels?
See, the excitement levels is just that they're bringing in more teams, right? So, and they've added the UEFA coefficient, right, to get teams that could not qualify to get an automatic seat into the Champions League. That's interesting way to get teams into playing the Champions League, right, based on their history and not the current form or merit. But then they're increasing the number of matches, right, and which basically brings in a lot more revenue. So what they're basically doing is they have 36 teams, and instead of group stages, they're killing off the group stage, and they'll have a league sort of format wherein each team plays at least 10 matches. I think it was the top 8, right, that
Okay,
get direct
automatic
qualification,
Yeah,
and
qualification.
then teams through 9 to 24 play playoffs to get into the round of 16, and then it's the same thing from round of 16. So they've added what, at least 100 more matches. In the
I
end,
be,
basically the
yeah.
whole format was changed to bring in more money, right? That's
Yeah.
the
I
whole
believe
idea behind.
it will be too much for the players because even with the current format, they are playing on weekend. They are playing with Premier League, and on weekdays like Tuesday and Wednesday playing Champions League. And then the coaches are fighting that we didn't get enough time to sleep, we didn't get enough time to acclimatize. But with the new format, there will be too much of competition. There will be too much pressure on players. They will be tired. They will be fatigued. I'm not satisfied
I
with the
think
new format.
like Klopp made that same point, right? Like reform doesn't mean more games. Like that is not reform, right? Like think of I mean, I agree with the step to move from 32 to 36 because you have a lot more inclusivity and then you get more teams in the Champions League. Like maybe the Premier League will have it's 5 slots now, right? It's such a competitive league. So in that sense, like the Premier League would be more exciting because it's not just going to be the top
Exactly.
4; it's going to be the top
Yeah,
5.
top
And there's
5.
so
Yeah.
much, right? Um, but then again, like that whole coefficient qualification, like that's a bit iffy. It's not.
Yeah, I don't like that. You're just giving a seat to one of the clubs because they qualified what, 3-4 years ago.
Exactly. And that's like this ESL concept, right? It's not on current form,
Exactly.
but bought on some merit. And like to Negi's point, like how many like imagine, right? Like playing 10 games, like it's 4 games per team more, right? Like roughly. Like 10 games you're playing and you're playing a league. And look, it's fine for the La Ligas of the world, the Serie A's of the world. Think of the Premier League. You have the League Cup. You have the FA Cup. You have your like a brutal Premier League, right? And then you have to play in this whole huge. Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I find that the playoff concept exciting though. I think
The
like
playoff concept is very exciting. प्लेऑफ अपना चैंपियंस लीग के प्लेसेस जैसा होगा कि यू डोंट नो कौन सी टीम आएगा उस प्लेऑफ के प्लेऑफ में क्वालिफाई करेगा. बट देन ये वर्कलोड के ऊपर एक इंटरेस्टिंग रिफॉर्म आ सकता है ना प्रीमियर लीग में, वेयर इन दे स्क्रैप द कैराबाओ कप बिकॉज कैराबाओ कप, कम ऑन, इट हैज right now if you look at it has no value.
क्या बोल रहा है तू? स्पर्स को जाके पूछ उनका पूरा सीजन उस पर डिपेंडेंट है.
People don't come to play football because they want to watch Carabao Cup here.
यार मेरे ख्याल से स्पर्स और आर्सेनल को फाइनल में खिला देना चाहिए ऐसे ही और वो खत्म कर देना चाहिए.
ये लो एक ट्रॉफी लो खुश रहो. बट you're right. I mean, they should scrap the Carabao Cup. I think no one likes it. If Jose would have won it, he would have said it's his greatest achievement. But now that he's not won it, I don't think there is any to scrap the Carabao Cup. But you still have such a grueling league and the FA Cup.
It is. FA Cup ka thankfully they've changed the format to a knockout match instead of 2 legs, right? Which is way.
But you don't know, right?
It has reduced a few matches.
Do they want to keep continuing with that, or is it just a COVID thingy?
No, I definitely think they would continue with that. I don't think we're going back to the 2-legged form.
Yeah, that's true. But I think like the good part about it is like ये जो बेकार सा break होता है ना, Champions League शुरू होता है, फिर एक दिसंबर जनवरी पूरा ऑफ, फिर फरवरी में आता है. ये ब्रेक में कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. हम सीधा
जो एक साल से फुटबॉल नहीं देखा है
हाँ वो तो एकदम
वो सब रिकवर.
हाँ तो बस वो एक चीज अच्छा है कि ये जो स्टूपिड सा एक ब्रेक होता है ना बीच में, बट वो ब्रेक में भी एक एंटिसिपेशन होता है ना कि फरवरी आता है तो चैंपियंस लीग महीना आ गया. मतलब भाई तू टीवी रेवेन्यू सोच सकता है इसका, बीटी स्पोर्ट्स क्या कमाएगा यार. लाइक इट्स इनसेन, लाइक इनसेन अमाउंट ऑफ मनी. Anyway, we are at time today, but interesting discussion. We'll be back again in 2 days time. We're making up for lost time. बहुत दिनों से नहीं किया था और नए चेहरे ला रहे हैं हम, चमकते हुए चेहरे. But great discussion, guys. We'll be back next time. And
नेक्स्ट वाले में वो डिस्कस करते हैं प्रीमियर लीग का जो सजेशन आया है रिफॉर्म का.
Yes, another like super क्या प्रीमियर सुपर लीग क्या था वो?
British Super
British Super League.
British Premier League.
Super
Premier League, yeah.
Chalo, see you next time.
British
British
Premier
Super
League.
League.
Yeah, I think there's someone at door. Huh? Yes, please like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Yes, thank you. Thank you,
Yes.
Nikki's wife, Jasmine. Like, subscribe, or see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Cheers.